this down before I forget it. I must start writing. What time is it? 1 a.m. Perfect. Let's see. October the 13th, 1843. You're here, aren't you? It's just like my dream last night. I can feel you as surely as I feel myself. Last night, when I returned home from my walk through the streets, I couldn't find the inspiration to write. So I went to bed and fell into a troubled sleep. I dreamed I was in my study, writing furiously, page after page. That is something I haven't been able to do for months. I wasn't alone. You, spirits of the future, were here with me and somehow seemed to have inspired me to write. I felt no fear of you. And I spoke to you as I wrote. I remember waking and feeling the disappointment of not being able to remember what it was that I was writing, and feeling that I did indeed need some sort of supernatural help. Of course, I thought it was all just a dream until I walked through that door just moments ago. Well, I accept your presence. I've always believed in spirits. And I give you welcome. And I plan to take advantage of your presence, for I've decided that I must start writing my very first Christmas story. I'm so excited about it and filled with such great expectations. Great expectations. Well, that has a nice ring to it. I'll file that one away for later. The moment is indeed propitious. My lucky number's always been 13, and my lucky day Friday, and here it is, 1 a.m., Friday, October the 13th, and you're here, just as I dreamed you'd be. You mustn't think me odd for starting work at this ungodly hour. It's become my routine. You see, my wife Kate and I, the proud parents of 4 little Dickens. Little Charlie, Katie, Mamie, and Walter. All of them under the age of 5. I love them to distraction, but because of these little darlings, the house is never quite quiet into the wee hours. Also, I'm a restless soul, always have been, and I love to roam the streets of London, sometimes walking 20 miles, as I did tonight, and then come home inspired to write. You see, my characters accompany me here. By the time I return home, they're usually insistent that I hurl them down onto a blank sheet of paper so that they may do what they do best. Live. I was so inspired a moment ago when I walked through that door, and now I can't even find the words to begin writing my Christmas story. It must be because of all those poor, wretched children that I see and hear in my walks through the slums, crying, hungry. But they should each have the chance to be sweetly dreaming in snug little beds like my own babes upstairs. How can I write a merry Christmas tale when such misery surrounds me as I explore this heartless city? Well, I vow that my story shall be for them. And, ready or not, I must begin writing immediately if it is to be out in time for the holiday sales. I found partial inspiration for my tale yesterday. You see, I was invited to be a speaker at a symposium. Odious word symposium sounds as dreary as they always are. But on the way home, I was seized with the idea that what the poor could really use for Christmas was a little story that would sing their praises. So I decided that my story would be published in a handsome edition, at a price low enough so that almost every poor family in England could afford to buy one and therefore boast of having at least one beautiful book in their humble house. But what to write about? I'll be honest with you, I'm beginning to worry that I've lost my gift. My latest novel, I call it Martin Chuzzlewit, promises to be my very first disaster. It's just not selling, and I can't understand why. A lot of my 5 previous novels have been wildly popular. You must have heard of them. Pickwick Papers, Oliver Twist, Nicholas Nickleby, The Old Curiosity Shop, and Barnaby Rudge. You do still sit around in your parlors reading at night, don't you, spirits?